We've talked in the earlier segments about what's going on in fermentation, that natural organisms are going in and breaking down ingredients, mainly sugars, but they're breaking down through enzyme activity, proteins, and other facets of the food product, and converting them into a flavorful, tasty product such as cheese or beer or wine. And bread, of course, from my standpoint, is the heart of it for me. But what is it about this fermentation that, aside from creating flavor, that makes it important? Because there's a huge movement going on right now around the world in understanding that fermentation is really at the foundation of a healthy diet. Part of a healthy diet is getting the right amount of fiber, getting the right amount of protein, getting the right amount of carbs. All those things are important. But in that process, we also know that fermented foods seem to be great for our microbiome, our gut. And more studies are coming out showing that the key to longevity and a healthy life is a healthy gut. The hearth is at the heart of cooking and sharing food with others. Let Forno Bravo provide the hearth and heart for your culinary journey. And fermented foods are healthier for our gut. And here's my theory. I don't think it's just a theory, but here's a simplified version of why they're healthier for our gut. We talked about how these microorganisms go in and convert the complex, or whether it's a simple sugar or a complex sugar, they're converting those into even less complex components: alcohol, gas, carbon dioxide, acids. All these things are breaking down. When food is being fermented, and if food gets over fermented, we sometimes say the food is spoiled. This is, when we open a jar of something and it's been fermenting and it wasn't supposed to be fermented, we throw it out because we think it's been ruined because of the fermentation. It might actually be good for us, but it seems spoiled to us. So what fermentation is doing in nature is it's breaking down the plants and vegetables that are out there to essentially return them to their natural form, back to the earth. Along the way, animals may eat them. They may not be able to eat, for instance, the juice of the grape growing on the vine until the grapes ferment enough on the vine to burst, so that the sugars that are trapped in there can be released for the birds and the insects that want to eat them. So it's all part of a much larger ecosystem. But what it's doing from the standpoint of our nutrition is that it's pre-digesting the foods that are used to create those things, whether it's the cheese or the bread or the beer. Properly fermented foods are actually easier on our body to break down, because ultimately the goal of food in our body, aside from delivering pleasure and flavor to us, is nutrition and essentially energy. Because we digest the food, it converts to energy, and we can live. It's the fuel for our body. So if the food is pre-digested to some extent, our bodies don't have to work as hard to get the nutrients, which include vitamins and minerals and all the smaller and smaller units of things that our body needs. We have to break them down either in our gut, or they come to us already broken down, through the activity of these microorganisms. All of it comes down to the bottom line. It's better for us because it's easier for our body to digest them, turn them into energy, and extract not only the maximum flavor, but the maximum nutrition contained in those ingredients. Again, a very simplified explanation. I'm not a scientist. I'm just giving you sort of the layman's perspective on why fermented foods are better for us. They're better for our gut, and anything that's better for our gut ultimately is better for our health. May your crust be crisp and your bread always rise. Thanks for joining me. Hey folks, I'm Peter Reinhardt. This is my latest book, Pizza Quest. Check it out at your favorite bookseller. And until then, may your pizzas all be perfect.